You spend 12 to 16 years inside a classroom. You learn algebra, cellular mitosis, and the causes of world wars. Yet, you receive zero education on surviving financially. No one sits you down to explain how a credit card actually extracts your wealth, or why a savings account loses value every year. When you see the top 1% of earners holding more wealth than the bottom 90% combined, it suggests a pattern worth investigating. To see why that gap remains so persistent, we have to look past individual behavior and examine the specific rules governing our financial environment. Consider what happens when people get a raise. As income goes up, salaries double, and job titles improve, spending typically rises to match it. Houses get larger, cars get newer, and the actual net worth stays flat. This is called lifestyle inflation. The result is a workforce operating on the edge. Economic data consistently shows that a significant portion of households cannot cover a $400 unexpected expense without borrowing money to pay for it. If you struggle to hold on to your paycheck, it is rarely due to a personal moral failing. You are simply operating inside a machine engineered to move wealth away from those who do not understand its mechanics. To understand those mechanics, we have to look back to 1971. That year, the United States made a policy decision that ended the era of gold-backed currency and introduced the floating dollar to the global market. The government removed the US dollar from the gold standard. Until that moment, currency was backed by a physical asset with a strictly limited supply. By severing that tie, the dollar became a fiat currency. In a fiat system, money is backed by the government issuing it. Because it is no longer tied to a physical resource, the supply of money can be expanded at will. And over the last 50 years, it has been. This line chart maps the money supply against a single dollar's value over 5 decades. When the money supply expands faster than the goods and services in an economy, prices rise. We call this inflation, and it quietly erodes the purchasing power of your savings. Because of this structural change to the monetary system, holding cash in a traditional savings account is no longer a safe harbor. It is a mathematical loss. But inflation is only half the equation. In the 1950s, financial institutions introduced the consumer credit card to change how humans behave around spending. Behavioral psychology shows that humans feel immediate emotional pain when handing over physical cash. Credit cards remove that friction, allowing consumers to acquire goods without the tangible feeling of loss. Banks leverage this psychological disconnect. Escaping this cycle requires a behavioral shift. You must redirect your capital from acquiring liabilities toward acquiring assets. A liability is anything that drains your monthly cash flow, like a financed personal car or revolving consumer debt. An asset puts money back into your pocket, like a rental property or a dividend-paying stock. To consistently acquire assets, you have to bypass human impulse. By setting up reverse budgeting, you automate a transfer of your income straight into investments the moment your paycheck lands, removing willpower from the equation. Before you attempt aggressive investing, you have to build a floor. You must hold 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses in liquid, uninvested cash. An unexpected car repair or a brief job loss will quickly cascade into high-interest debt if you don't have a buffer. Building that cash reserve is the single most important action you can take to insulate yourself against financial fragility. Once your floor is built, your money can go to work. Compound interest operates as an exponential multiplier, taking the returns your money earns and continuously reinvesting them to build your long-term wealth. The stock market is the practical mechanism for this. It is a marketplace where individuals can purchase ownership shares in corporations and capture a percentage of global economic growth. This animation shows how an index fund optimizes that process. Instead of picking individual stocks, an index fund takes a single investment and splits it into tiny, balanced fractions across hundreds of companies, delivering market rate returns with built-in diversification. To protect those returns, you place these investments inside tax-advantaged accounts like an IRA or 401k. These legal wrappers ensure you keep more of what you've earned. A person earning $40,000 a year who understands these mechanics will consistently build more wealth than a person earning $150,000 who doesn't. The divide between financial struggle and security is a gap in knowledge, not strictly a gap in income. True financial security provides the autonomy to walk away from a job that destroys you, take a risk that excites you, and control the choices in your own life. That is wealth.